Hello and welcome. It's Kevin here from buildyourdreampractice.net and Dream Practice Coaching. And in this video, I want to give you three really important keys to help you get more clients or patients from the internet. Now, this is an extremely important subject, and unfortunately, it's one that I see is still all too often overlooked or ignored by many holistic practitioners and small business owners out there. So I truly hope this video helps you out, gives you a lot of value, and I definitely wanted to just extend my appreciation to you for being an email subscriber or a Facebook fan or both, and to let you know that I just really enjoy sharing these tips with you, and I truly hope they help you out. So keep me posted on your progress. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the content at hand for today. So before we get into these three tips, the reason I'm sharing this information with you is because what I see as a coach time and again is that most practitioners and small business owners are missing out on an enormous opportunity to use the internet to grow their business. Now, in most markets, there are literally thousands and thousands of people looking for your exact services online each and every month. On Google and Facebook alone, these two websites can provide you with enough new clients for life given the size of their audience. It's staggering. It's hard to even fathom how many people are on these two websites alone. So, if nothing else, if you know how to get yourself positioned well on Google and Facebook, this can be one of the main things that you do, one of the main strategies you implement to build your business. And it's certainly been very effective for me personally and for many of the coaching clients that I've worked with. So please take note and do everything possible to position yourself well on these two websites. Now, here's what you don't want. You don't want a passive online brochure website anymore. And even a few years ago, it was pretty easy to get away with this, where you just throw up a basic website. It has all the basic information that somebody would need to basically understand what you do and how you can help them. But things have really changed. And just in the past couple of years, we need to see other elements in place on your website. So I'm going to get into some depth on that today. You don't want a generic or cheap looking website. So I'm not a huge fan of templatized services that all look the same, or maybe you can choose from 3 or 4 different designs. You want your website to stand out and to look different, to convey uniqueness. You do not want a website that does nothing to showcase your unique value. And once again, unfortunately, I see this all too often where I think the practitioner is just trying to save some money, cut some corners, and they set up a website that looks the same and says the same things as every other website out there. And I actually don't think that does anything to help your bottom line. And in fact, it can actually negatively impact your bottom line because what matters now is uniqueness and authenticity and conveying different elements that showcase your unique model of practice. You also do not want a static website with little content. And once again, I see this very often where the practitioner or the business owner will just throw up a website, kind of keep their fingers crossed that it's going to flood them with new business, but they're not really taking any proactive steps to keep the site updated, to add new content to it. So these are some of the main things that you don't want. Let's go ahead and flip the switch here and talk about what you do want. So the first key to creating a lot of success from the internet is to make your website as engaging as you possibly can. Now, engagement is one of the operative words you want to take away from this video today. So you want to get people to interact with you and your content before expecting them to buy from you. And this is one prime example of how the internet, social media, has really changed the marketing landscape for any kind of business out there. The average consumer out there who's looking for services like yours now wants some interactivity, the ability to consume content in different ways, to possibly even ask you questions, to learn more before they're going to plunk down a lot of money on your services. So you want to make sure that your website is interactive and engaging. This would include getting them to opt into your email list, the ability to leave comments on your blog so people can leave feedback or questions on your blog after certain blog posts, and just connecting with you on social media in general. So once they come to your website, they can connect with you easily on Facebook or on Twitter and get to know you better there. And having the ability to like, share, uh, pin, or plus one your content through your website as well is another example of how somebody can engage with your work in a no risk fashion that would keep them involved, keep them around, and wanting to learn more. So keep this in mind. Engagement is really, really key for your success right now online. So key number 2, you want to do everything you can to establish yourself as an expert online. And whether you've been in practice or in business for 1 month or 20 years, it doesn't really matter to me. It's all about perception and creating a certain image and reputation that is based on having certain elements in place on your website. So the first thing you really want to keep in mind, you want to convey value and professionalism through the design and aesthetics of your website. So this harkens back to what you don't want. You don't want a cheap looking, generic site that does nothing to showcase your uniqueness. You want a website that conveys true value and looks artistic, looks unique, and looks high end. For what we do, the aesthetics are very important, much more than some other businesses out there. So you really want to make sure that the image that comes through your site is very high end and looks very sharp, very clean. Secondly, you want to create strong social proof on your website. This would include like having really powerful testimonials, like and share buttons, and a fan page box. So you incorporate some elements from social media to get more social proof. And, I hate to say it, but to show that you are popular, to show that people like what you're doing, that they're engaged with you, that you have an audience. That means a lot right now. People will love coming to your website and seeing that you're already successful, that you already have elements that showcase your popularity and your expertise. So there are several other ways that you can do this, but these are some of the main ones. Another example of establishing expertise is creating your own information product and basically giving it away for free on your website. So this is a great example of going the extra mile, over delivering for your audience, and showing them that you're serious, that you're a legitimate practitioner or business owner, and that you have a tremendous amount to offer. So when you do something like this, it creates the perception in somebody's mind, wow, if I get this for free, I wonder what I get if I actually pay for these services. You want to be innovative with video right now. Video is huge on the internet. Everything's moving more in the direction of video content. And in the healthcare industry in particular, and definitely in the coaching industry, it's still a great time to be at the cutting edge, to be perceived as a thought leader just by using simple YouTube videos. And you also want to have a content-rich blog. So the more content you're willing to give away for free, the more value you're willing to share without any expectation of return, the more it will return to you, the more people will want to work with you. And these are all just great elements that show people that you're going the extra mile, that you have a lot more to offer than just about any other practice or business in your local area or in your industry. So the third key that I want to share with you here today is to be everywhere, online. So let's look at a few examples of what that means and how that looks. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to get at the top of Google searches for a variety of keywords. And this is still one great example of how you can be everywhere, because Google is the 800-pound gorilla. I mean, it still owns the primary real estate online for any small business owner. So if you can set up your website strategically to position yourself at the top of Google for highly relevant keywords, man, that means so much for your bottom line. It helps so much to just get a ton of traffic and a lot more exposure. You want a really strong Facebook and Twitter presence right now. And I know a lot of practitioners and small business owners in general still kind of are cynical or somewhat skeptical about the relevance of social media. And honestly, I think it's only becoming more relevant. I think it's getting harder and harder to really succeed in business without using social media to some extent. Now, I don't think you have to spend all day on Facebook by any means, and you don't have to share what you had for breakfast, 7 times a week. That isn't what we're talking about here. There is a way to use social media that is a lot more targeted for your business. You want a strong Yelp and Google Places presence as well, so make sure that you're getting your clients or your patients to share great testimonials and reviews on these two websites. You also want a popular YouTube channel, as we discussed. So YouTube is awesome and it's so easy to use. It's really not hard at all to create a series of really educational, content rich, entertaining online videos for your audience. And you can do a lot to optimize those videos, get them at the top of Google, and just share them with your audience and keep them engaged in your work. And I am a huge fan of advertising online. So using strategies like PPC or pay-per-click advertising on Google and Facebook, setting up banner ads. If you have a local practice, you can even set up ads on websites that are targeting locally. There are lots of examples of how you can advertise strategically online if you're willing to pay for it. But it's really a combination of these things. You want to look at all of these strategies and say, okay, how can I kind of get my presence out there through all of these different channels? Because then when people are out there searching for your services and they're going to a variety of different websites like Facebook or Twitter or Google or Yelp, you're everywhere. They're seeing you everywhere, and that helps your expert positioning so much. It helps tip the odds in your favor that they're going to want to work with you without question. So you want, kind of to summarize all of this, you want to treat your website as an integral aspect of your business. You want to keep it updated and keep refining it until it is delivering the results you want. What you don't want is just to passively throw up a website and keep your fingers crossed that it's going to flood you with patients or clients. And I still see this a lot where, and I think that used to work, even a few years ago. It was pretty easy in most markets just to throw up a site, create a little content for it, and boom, you're getting organic traffic, you're getting the phone ringing. Now, business owners are a lot more savvy about this. There is more competition, but honestly, it's still really not that hard to just dominate the online market if you know what you're doing. Now, what I've shared with you in this video is a primer. It's an overview of the main kind of principles that you want to keep in mind, okay? So remember, your website is the most important asset you have to build your business without question. You want to consider it the hub of all promotion that you're doing in your business, including offline marketing and word of mouth or referrals. It really factors in a very direct way to anything that you do to build any kind of business. So I want to share two resources with you if you've liked this video and you want to learn more. So first of all, if you need a new website, we have a great service that we're offering right now. My web designer, Rachel, she's fantastic. Our clients are really raving about her. And you can go to dreampracticewebsites.com. Just click the contact button at the top of the page there in the navigation menu. There's a little form to fill out. And if you're serious, if you're ready to move forward and you really want to get proactive about your website, you can set up a free consult with Rachel there, and she's happy to set up 15 or 20 minutes to chat with you, answer any questions that you have, and just make sure that our design process is entirely clear to you. Secondly, you can go to www.buildyourdreampractice.net/get-more-clients and join me for an upcoming 3-part webinar series that will show you step-by-step how to structure your website and online marketing for maximum impact and sales. And if what I've shared with you in this short video today makes sense, if it resonates with you, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to love this webinar series. It's going to be very in-depth, very step-by-step, so I'm not going to leave you in the dark about how all of this stuff works. We're going to dive deep into a ton of different strategies to really help you become an expert in internet marketing for your business, which is one of the most important subjects without question for your long-term success. So in a 3-part webinar series, probably 5 to 6 hours of training, you're going to be getting an extremely comprehensive overview of all kinds of different strategies to build your business using the internet. So it should be really good. I'm extremely passionate about offering this kind of information. It's done wonders for me and my business and for so many of my coaching clients around the world. So I'd really love to have you join me for that. So let's spread the word. I think the holistic healthcare industry is still in need of just a surge of motivation and momentum to get more people in mainstream society hearing about what we all do. The same is true for coaches, for anybody who runs a service-based business that is truly intended to help this world, help humanity out. So it all starts with you becoming more empowered as a business owner, becoming more entrepreneurial. So if this video makes sense to you, if it's something that you've connected with, please spread the word to your colleagues, to your community. So just go ahead and click the like and tweet buttons on this page somewhere, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd share this video with people that you know. So once again, this is Kevin Doherty with BuildYourDreamPractice.net. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this video helps you out, and would love to have you join me in the upcoming webinar series. So there should be a link under this video if you want to check that out, and we'll be starting within the next few days. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of the day. Take care.